Alright, today is fig day. We are going to assess this massive 16 by 16 tree and kind of do a little dance today and see what we're gonna prune in, prune out, get ready once more of these leaves fall. So a lot of the leaves off the back of the tree have fallen off, so you can kind of see where everything really is, what it looks like. New growth, all growth that can possibly be here. I mean, these things, if I leave them here and they grow, they'll grow all the way up there at some point now. So I got to decide which shoots to cut. This guy, something like that, this cluster, and then let the new growth in between take its place, so to speak, like that. A lot of room in here, so you can see inside. And then when I get around here, I want to show you guys all the new. So I have these root shoots are probably so massive underneath the ground. I have lots of figs coming up for years to come. I mean, these are just some baby shoots that are here, but all in here, shoots, all these small tiny things that look super skinny all throughout are all brand new fig growings. So they're coming up out of the ground. They're starting to sprout. They're probably a year or two max, but they grow fast. They grow like 2 feet a year. About, you know, anything that I cut last season grew back almost double. So they're here. New ones sprouting off, low branches as well. So that's cool. It means when all these big, thick branches are done doing their thing and they get too high, or they're branched out, or we cut them back a bit, they will give me more fig potential, more of a harvest, lots to go on here. So what we're really going to do here is figure this out. Like I said, it's more of a dance. I'm not going to do much pruning until I get the leaves off this tree, because there's a lot going on over on that side and up there, and I need to see what's going on. So for right now, I am trying to remove 2 to 3 of the thickest and tallest branches, so to speak, that are sucking up a ton of energy. So right down here, I went and I cut this one right here. I've still got to shave that down a little bit more. I want to make it as close to the ground as possible. I just didn't want to harm the other branches around it with the saw. So that's one. And in here as well, we have another one. So we just cut that one down to the ground. And then again, you can see all the other ones growing here. I mean, some of these need to be helped so they grow straight up. Like, a lot of them are still growing along the floor. So that's gonna be something we'll do as well, helping them stand up. But yeah, we cut those 2, so I'm looking for a third one. It might be this guy. He's really super thick, but he's not as high up. But I could just cut him halfway and just let him go. But the whole point is to get rid of all the energy being sucked in by these big things, so that they all go through all the smaller ones and the thinner ones and give you more fruit production. So we'll see. It's either going to be this guy or that guy. And just to see what they look like so far, let's check this out real quick. We're going to go over here. So the cuttings, so I mean, these are pretty big. I mean, if you look at them, they're tall. I mean, that's a foot long saw. So looking at another 10, 12 foot piece. Same for that one. That one's a little taller. So, but a lot of this growth that's over here, we're going to cut these cuttings, and these are going to be cuttings that can be propagated again. So people that want to have their own fig plants, or grow some, or take 50 of them, throw them in a couple containers, see which ones pop, and then plant them all, and then plant 5 or 6 at the same time as soon as they get taller, and eventually they will become something like this. This is not just one tree. This was multiple fig trees planted, and the rooting systems are just crazy. I mean, here, look at, I mean, this is just one guy, and his roots is like, I mean, the base of these are so massive and big, and once these are cleaned out, I can show you a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, they go on and on and on, like so. I mean, that's connected to this one. He's his own root system. So they're going to be giving fruit for years to come, and they're coming from a good source. So A lot of these I will cut and try to propagate myself. There's a couple figs that didn't quite make it through the cold. They didn't quite turn, but they're pretty big. They're pretty decent size. Like, so those are nice size. I mean, there's my nail. So they're pretty good. But more of these for next year when this is pruned should be almost this size, or like almost double this size. They should almost look like golf balls, some a little bit bigger. So we're gonna cut these up today, and this will I'll have the cuttings and maybe start doing those this week. Keep these moist in a damp location until I'm ready to put them in some soil over the weekend. And then, yeah, like I said, we'll come back to this in a couple days. Hopefully more leaves will start to fall off. They're starting to get there already, so, you know, once they're gone, we'll go in here, we'll start trimming stuff out. So as you can see, like up in here, there's 4 growing off of things. This one's kind of dead up here, but he's got some growth, new growth coming out of him. He's catching some sunlight and going tall. He's catching some sunlight but branching off again, and there too. So normally I would cut the middles out, but last summer I did cut the middle. Well, not summer, last fall I cut the middle. So I ended up getting the extra growth off of these shoots. So this guy came out of here. So now he's a 3 person too. So I have to decide if I want to cut the middle on this one, or if I'm going to cut this guy and this guy out, since they're facing inward to the tree. I want to get more of my cuttings and branches facing outward to the tree. So a lot of the sun that we'll get comes from up on this side of the yard in spring and summer, which is probably why all of this side of the tree was taller than the other tree. So we'll be back. Stay tuned.